intro as soon as the singers start to make a racket. My name is Michael Cavanagh. I'm the stage director of the Western Ontario's Don Wright Faculty of Music's production of Giuseppe Verdi's brilliant masterwork, Falstaff. Falstaff is based on mostly the Merry Wives of Windsor by Richard Shakespeare, but it's taken the most popular character from that wonderful piece and folded in episodes from the Henry plays as well, Henry IV and V especially. And then it's embellished much of the Shakespearean language. Of course, the piece is in Italian. We will be projecting translations word by word, sentence by sentence, so that everyone can follow along this wonderful, scintillating story. And the librettist Arito Boito did a wonderful job in adapting the Shakespearean language into an old-timey kind of an Italian take on this wonderful wordplay. It is a farce. It is an examination of what it means to be human. It is underscoring of the idea that if you have self-belief, nothing is impossible. But if you have too much self-belief and rely only on your own pride, that pride will go before the fall. We have a wonderful cast and a great collection of singers here. And the first person I'd like to introduce is our maestro, Alain Trudel, who is leading the performance. Yeah, fantastic. And we're going to get right into it, folks. We're going to start from the very beginning of the show. The first notes that are heard, we see our Falstaff and his, what are they, henchmen, Bardolfo and Pistola, are there to help him. And they are interrupted in their regular morning routine by Dr. Caius, who's outraged about, well, just about everything. And he has a long laundry list of complaints, which is good because they never do laundry. Falstaff denies absolutely nothing. But what he does do is end up stealing half of Caius' possessions. He escorts him from the door, and the tone and the temperament of the piece is well established. This is, we're going to have our wonderful Falstaff, who is Chad Lowers. He's going to join us, along with our Bardolfo, who is Louis Denil, our Pistola, who is Clark Ruth, and our Dr. Caius, Sharon Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, the opening scene of Verdi's Falstaff.
Oh, the pianist has to sing. Okay. Ready?
Falstaff! Hola! Sergeant Falstaff!
Oh, really, really, oh,
Ma tu mi servi?
Aspetta un'altra bottiglia di Jerez.
Affiancata la mia giumenta bar, sforzata la mia casa.
Non la tua massaia.
Troppa grazia, una vecchia ci sposa. Più messer, se foste 20 volte, John Falstaff cavaliere, obbligherò a rispondermi.
Ecco il mio risposta. Ho fatto ciò che hai detto.
E poi,
Ho fatto apposta.
allora consiglio leale,
Batti con Dio, sfatti tu avrai le beffe. Questo è consiglio mio.
non è finita.
Al diavolo!
Adolfo,
ancora,
tu gli hai mai fatto bene?
purtroppo, che dolore. Sto male, non tu pronostico, ma si stima, oltre fino guasto.
Di fatto, pare gentiluomo, pezzente, sparaggio,
E la pistola non scaricarti qui. Bardolfo, hai tu vocate le tasche a quel messere.
volum dei due.
Costui beve, poi per gambere, perdi sui 5 sensi, poi ti narra una favola che gli countenance. He has outsized appetites in all aspects of his life. He also has a voracious need, well, for money. And so he writes he has a grand scheme. He always has a grand scheme. And just after that scene, we understand that he's written 2 love letters to the 2 of the wealthier women in town. And he's, of course, too lazy to think of different verses, so he's written the same letter to the 2 different guys. If he had a photocopier in those days, he would have left the name blank and written it in. He sends his 2, they call them henchmen. They're sort of like Pumbaa and Timon, if you get that right. These 2 assistants, and they go to the highest bidder. They go to any bidder, actually. It doesn't matter what they offer. And they deliver these letters eventually, and the gals then gather in the public square to compare notes. Gals? We have our next set of wonderful performers here. This is Nicole Stotts, who's singing the role of Meg. This is Alison Walmsley, singing the role of Nanetta. Nanetta is the young ingenue in love with Fenton, who we'll meet later. They meet, Nanetta's mother is Alice Ford, who is married to one of the wealthiest businessmen in town, Alice Ford. You would recognize her from Merry Wives of Windsor. And then Dame Quickly is the, what is she? She's like a factotum, a barber of Seville type. She makes things happen in this town.
Di cavallere
course, end up together and overcome all sorts of obstacles thanks mostly to their belief in one another and their own, their love, of course, as an idea. Fenton is a young man who is desperately trying to win, or is already won the affections of his Nanetta, who we've just met in this quartet, and he has a trouble, however, with Nanetta's father, the aforementioned Ford, who is a big businessman of the time, a heavy hitter. But in this cute, beautiful little duet, they sing of they renew their commitment to each other, and they sing about the kisses that fall like Cupid's arrows upon each other, and how they've absolutely redoubled their commitment to seeing their love come to its natural fruition. David Bone is our Fenton, and Alison Walmsley is Nanetta. Falstaff a visit, Falstaff is very excited because he is preparing to meet these gals. We've heard the quartet of the four women. In that scene, they scheme to make Falstaff look foolish for his, for the idea that he could actually seduce them. So they are going to draw him into a meeting and make him look silly indeed. Just before this next piece, which is Ford's famous aria Il Sogno, Falstaff admits to him that not only back off the step. Ford appears in disguise, and he has it in order to draw out Falstaff to find out whether this is actually true, and more importantly, whether his wife would be faithful to him in such a circumstance. He has come in disguise and is bribing Falstaff, or paying, so that he could seduce his own wife. Fantastic, isn't it? And lots of wonderful message for the youth of today in this piece. There's all sorts of inappropriate behavior. There's drinking. There's misbehavior. There's rudeness. says, of course I'll take your money, and said, why wouldn't I try to seduce this woman? Of course I'll succeed. As a matter of fact, she's already written back to me and agreed to meet. This is news to Ford, that his wife has actually responded positively already to this. So this aria, E un sogno, is this a dream, in which he tries to imagine which reality he actually is occupying right now. Our Ford is Peter Batts. Falstaff. The aforementioned Dame quickly has delivered the message that Ford intends to be out of the house every day dalla 2 alle 3, between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. So here we are at 2:01, and Falstaff arrives to the sound of Alice Ford, Alice Ford, playing her guitar, and the seduction begins. This is Molly Luta. Oh, and it ends with Falstaff singing about the good old days. He didn't used to be such a big fella. When he was a page back in the service of, yes, the Norfolk, he was light as a feather, lithe and slender. In other words, he, like so many of us, feels the older he gets, the better he used to be. Chad Lowers and Molly Luta as Alice and Falstaff. Ford, Alice's wife, is going to burst into the room. They're going to pretend that so that they can get Falstaff into a laundry basket and dump him in the river. Well, that sounds like a fun plan, except for the pretend part, because Ford, of course, being in disguise as Fontana earlier in that scene, knows about this assignation, and he comes in, as the kids say, for realsies. And he brings with him his newly employed henchman of his own, as well as half the town, and the gals have to put their plan into action for realsies. And however, they have a little trouble getting him to the basket, don't they? And eventually they do get him in there. They get him to the window in the basket after much effort. 3/4 of the opera, actually 9/10 of the opera, have to join in to pick him up and dump him out the window. And he ends up in a heap in the Thames River, in the muddy flats by the Thames River, and everyone else celebrates the fact that he's looked foolish and they have had a narrow escape. This is the finale of our second act, scene 1. And come on up. I think we've got just about everybody involved in this, don't we? Absolutely. Oh, I have to mention one thing while you're gathering. Of course, just to set the scene even further, Nanetta and Fenton, the young lovers who we met earlier, they are hiding behind, they have decided to take a moment out of all this chaos and have a little tete-a-tete, a rendezvous in behind a little screen. And when Ford bursts into the room, he hears them smooching. And he thinks that that's Falstaff and his wife. So he eases downstage. It's a wonderful moment where he pushes the screen aside and realizes that it's not, in fact, that it is, in fact, his daughter and that guy from town. This is where this ensemble begins.
Play a G. Sorry. Okay, so.
Discontuanto.
Take 2.
Nobody tells me we can do this all day.
6 out of 10. Try again. Okay.
Discontuanto. Sed piglio. Disconceppo. Sed ceppo. Disconvasso. Carogillo compiucati promoggio. Guai a te. Prega il tuo sangue. Guai a te. Guai. Guai. Segni. Sì, da quando se ti cerchi si aggiungo quanto l'ho trovato c'è Falstaff con mia moglie sotto scatto giuberato zitto a fuoco sta sotto a fuoco
you'd think that would be the end of the humiliations, but this is opera, my friends. There is no such thing as the end of the humiliations. No. They decide now they not only need to make Falstaff look even more foolish, but they need to include Ford in the bargain and make him look foolish for his jealousy and overreactions to every situation, as well as his refusal to even consider the young couple, Fenton and Annetta. They conspire, they send more letters, they conspire to meet at midnight in under the great oak in the forest, where they dress up as fairies and woodland creatures and give them, well, I think the Italian word is the heebie-jeebies. And then they, of course, conspire with a quick dipsy-doodle to make a wedding take place between what Ford thinks is Dr. Caius, remember him from the beginning of the show, the old guy, and his daughter, Annetta. But with a quick swap, it becomes marriage of Fenton and Annetta and so on. But here we are in the beginning, Questa la Quercia, when Falstaff first arrives in the forest, sees the great oak tree, La Quercia, and then fairies and sprites begin to arrive. Yeah, at first he believes it's Alice coming for another rendezvous. found gainful employment are in Bardolfo and Pistola. And the audience has been thoroughly entertained, and we've had a while to explore what it means to be interconnected human beings, to believe in ourselves and each other, and to aspire to wonderful, great things and true life. Not a bad collection of messages for us all. The Falstaff opens next weekend, which is the 29th, I believe. It shows at 8 p.m. and then the next night, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Matinees on Sunday at 2 p.m. and as well as the following week. So there are 2 sets of 3 shows. The second weekend, February 5, 6, and 7, I believe, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Thanks so much for coming out. Thanks to Maestro Trudel and to our wonderful singers who are pianists as well. This is, of course, the celebration of the fact that the world is just a big old joke, and therefore so are we. And we best not take ourselves too seriously, but be very serious about that idea. The wonderful fugue from Verdi's Falstaff.